Well, hello, family, friends, and fellow travelers. Just had a little thing that I wanted to share with you today. It's related to hammock camping, and more particularly, I guess, hammock camping with conveyance. I just came back from a camp out last weekend where we were sitting around the fire and bouncing ideas back and forth, and we were admiring some of the different hammock rigs that fit into the receiver hitch of a vehicle. And we were discussing the pros and cons and everything, and most of it, I guess, was the cost of it. But other pros and cons, that the rig fit into the receiver hitch and the hammock was hung sideways, which led to problems with being able to put a tarp over it and things of that nature. But also, the vehicle had to be oriented a particular way. If the vehicle is parked unlevel, then the hammock rig is unlevel, which could, lead to comfort issues, good night's sleep. So I'd mentioned that all I wanted was a single piece of 2x2 square tubing. It came out of the receiver hitch and went straight up for a single pole to attach to, so that all I had to have was my vehicle and one tree, and I could hang between that. And a good friend of mine that was sitting there, his name's Trapper, he said, well, I've got one of those pickup bed extenders, load extenders, to be able to haul longer lumber in a pickup truck. And he said, I'm gonna try that. And man, that fit. I said, that's it. I have to go get one. So I went out to Harbor Freight and picked one up today. And so I thought I would show y'all what my plan is of how to set this up. Maybe it will make things a little bit easier on you. I prefer to hammock camp. It's much more comfortable to me, especially in the summertime. And but a lot of times the negative side to that is that you have to go off into the woods where all the itchy things live, I guess I'll call it. So a lot of times it would be better for me if I could kind of back up, and if I can get my vehicle within 12 to 15 feet of a tree or a pole, a telephone pole, or anything, porch post, anything, then I can set up my rig, set up my hammock, string a tarp over it with a ridge line, and we're good to go. And I don't have to get off into the woods. If you do happen to go into the woods, then the next hurdle is trying to find a spot that the trees are the proper distance, and widowmakers, things like that. I guess they have the 5 W's of camping: water, wood, widowmakers, wigglers, and something, I don't know, windbreak. So anyway, I just think this would really simplify things, especially if you're going to try to camp in a park or campground where there may be sparse trees. So anyway, with all that said, I'll show you what I got and what I plan to do with it, how I plan to modify it to fit my rig. So this is the main component, I guess, for hitch, lumber toter extender thing, and it's designed to go in the receiver like so, and then there's a crossbar that goes across like so, and you have different pins and things like that so that you can adjust it. Well, I don't intend to use this right now, so this will go for something later. I'm actually going to set this up where I can carry a canoe on top. But this is 2x2 square tubing. It's rated at 350 pounds maximum load rating. Now that is fully extended in this configuration right here. So there's going to be a lot of weight out here on this end. So I'm going to turn it like so. And I'm going to slide it into the receiver like that. Put the pin in it. And then I've got another place up here to put a pin. And I can drill holes at different intervals down through here so that I can get my hang right on my hammock. Now if you have a car that simply has a trunk, this will probably be all that you'll need. That's probably about as far as you'll have to go. But with me having a hatchback, I'm going to have to extend this out so that I can get the hatch open. And part of what I'm going to do with that is this hitch extender right here. And you see it's got two different attachment points. And that's going to work out good because I've got my hitch carrier that I usually carry my fire pit, some firewood and stuff like that when I go camping. But this is going to slide in here, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to have this up or have it down right yet. I'm still in the preliminary design stages. But at a minimum, like that, with my hitch basket here, you know, and then, but even if I'm going like so, and then I can put a pin in here. Now that should give me enough clearance to be able to open the hatch. I think I can actually get a little bit more. So anyway, that's going to be the baseline for it. And then I'm going to cut this off level with the roof of the car so that I can then use the T section to be able to carry a canoe. So it'll be dual purpose, that kind of thing. Your measurements will be completely different than mine, different vehicles, whether you have a pickup truck with a roof rack or a car or something like that. So all that's going to be different for your vehicle and your application. But I think with this and some holes drilled, and if you look for at the farm store, the ag store, something like that, Harbor Freight or Rural King, something like that, back in the ag section, they have large pins that have a big D-ring handle, and they're red rubberized coated, and those will be the ones that I'll be using to put my hammock straps on. One of the benefits, if you were to, instead of buying one of these, because this is thin wall tubing, and I'll show you an example of the difference between thin wall and thick wall tubing. So this is the difference between the 2-inch thin wall, which is about 1/8 of an inch, and this is the 2.5 inch of the receiver side, but it's the thick wall. It's 3/16 or maybe a little over. And you can get the 2-inch in the same wall thickness as this. So if you needed to increase the load capacity to be able to hang 2 hammocks from it or something like that, then I would definitely try to upgrade, maybe make one from scratch out of the thicker wall of the 2-inch. So this is only 1/8 of an inch thick. Like I said, it's rated at about 350 pounds. But if you were to build one of these on your own, you could build it out of the thick wall tubing, which is about 3/16, would have a much higher weight rating. And the other idea that I had was to, with building it out of the thick wall tubing and be more substantial, is that you could then use the use the T-section to hang 2 hammocks. 2 trees, and hang 2 hammocks, 1 big tarp. Put the kids on a cot in the middle, you know, that kind of thing. So I think there's definitely some good material here to try to build what you need for your particular application. So just wanted to drop that off with you. I hope that it helps you. I know it's hot right now. It's up near 100 degrees most days here, but fall's coming. Camping season's coming. So the time to prepare for that is now. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that somehow this might have been of a help to you, maybe sparked an idea of something you can fix for yourself and make your time in the outdoors even that much more enjoyable. When we simplify things and be a little more streamlined, we have more time for sitting around the fire, bouncing ideas around, chasing rabbits. So, hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.